All right, here we are. A couple of important points before we get started. First of all, welcome to episode number 14. If you've been watching me every single day, I'm sure you're getting a lot of value. Please make sure that if you're new, hit the follow button. If you're watching from YouTube, hit that subscribe, like, tag someone you know. Couple of important points before I get started with the entire session for today. The first and foremost is from tomorrow onwards, you will not be seeing me live. Rather, you'll be seeing me in the form of a video, which means it is going to be something called as live like. Now, what does live like means? The I will be traveling from tomorrow onwards. So I'll be recording. I've already recorded a series of videos, which is pretty much a continuation of all our episodes. And once you come into LinkedIn, you check in my YouTube, you will be able to see the entire thing without any difficulty as such. It's just that you'll not be able to interact with me live because I will be traveling and I want to completely cut off from the technology because I'm attending a retreat. However, I want to make sure that I keep delivering a lot of value. I will be back on the 18th of November, which is going to be around another 12 days from this point of time. The second thing is our Speak to Lead live cohort. The seats are slowly getting filled. We pretty much decided first we were going to work with 20 people, but we kind of wanted to limit it down to 10. So the seats are going on. All the details are all given below. Make sure to check them out and also ensure that in case if you want to go through, if you have any kind of doubts, just drop me a DM or a comment. We are always here to help. And finally, the most important thing is it's not just about going through the whole experience with us right now. What is more important is for you to absorb and start implementing all the things that you're learning. Okay, that's the best way things can move forward. I am just going to check whether I am live or not. That way, it is going to become easy. Yes, I think I am, both across LinkedIn and YouTube. Let's get started. This is a topic which a lot of people have spoken to me. I remember the most prominent one was when I was one of the Super 250 speakers under Success Gyan's Super Speaker event. And we were given a set of topics. We were supposed to meet and interact and share about our speech, share it. And we had to kind of prepare and practice and create our team in such a manner where we are all ready to present the entire thing. Now, while we were all giving different inputs, a lot of people were having different forms of doubts. How is my camera okay? Is my lighting okay? And all of these different things. So initially, I was a little hesitant because I usually don't share anything until and unless I'm asked. But I think one or two of them, they just asked me, Suryadeep, your lighting is absolutely spot on. Your voice is also sounding really good. Can you tell us what are you doing? So I just gave them these simple pointers, and they were blown away. Where do you know this stuff? I don't know. I mean, I'm just following whatever I've learned from my mentors. But then what I was able to understand is the basic fundamentals is something that we haven't been taught. So all this while we were learning about different elements of public speaking and communication. But until and unless we are in a presentable manner where people listening to us, watching us, will be able to feel the connect, that is what we are going to uncover in this episode step by step. So make sure that you take a lot of notes. Of course, you will get the notes in the newsletter. I haven't yet started writing the newsletter. I'll start doing so after I'm back from the retreat. And also, all these episodes will go as detailed blogs in my website. I'm going to share more details about that as well. Important to keep in mind that these points work universally, irrespective of whether you are on the stage, physically addressing an audience, or you are speaking virtually. Always they work. So I'm going to go one by one. I have my mind maps with me. For some reason, the the platform from where I'm streaming is having some issues, maybe, but I hope you can see me and hear me clearly. Let's go. Let's check. Oh yes, guess what? The I just had to refresh the screen and it was all perfect. Great. So I have the mind map in front of me right now so that I can discuss all the points in a very step by step organizing manner, and we will go through. So what is the objective of today's workshop, the session? You need to look, sound, and feel confident and give a good experience to your audience, anyone who is looking at you. So, for example, right now, this video that I'm recording, previously, I'll tell you, previously, I used to record all the way through my laptop camera, the laptop mic. That's how it's supposed to be. It was. Will I say that the quality was top notch? Now, when I watch it, I don't think so. But this video, even 10 years, 20 years down the line, if I see my own videos, will I be able to enjoy going through it? Yes, because the mic quality is good, the video quality is good, I've put in an external camera, so all of those things are important. Now, what we will be working on today is the technical presence, which is our mic, our camera, our lighting, and combined with it the emotional presence, which is our eye contact, the connection, the authenticity, all of it put together. The goal for this today's episode is to ensure that the digital and on-stage presence feels completely natural, human, and powerful. So at the end of the day, you need to be in a position where people looking at you, they feel like they want to experience more of you. And we're going to do so in very, very simple 6-step process. We'll go one by one. The first is, why is it matter? Why does it matter in the first place? If you look at it, every single one of us right now, you're watching me. So you must have been through a school or a college lecture which you completely felt bored. You attended some form of an online meeting, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, all these different platforms that are there, edX and all that, where you just didn't even feel like participating in the meeting. Maybe some of the Google Meet calls that I have been a part of, the videos always are staying off. We just have names on the screen. And even in at times, I remember when I'm conducting a session fully suited, lightings and everything is proper, I'm jumping and screaming and dancing, and I see somewhere a person on the screen is just lying with a banyan, lying on the bed, and probably just munching on or eating something. What's going to be your energy when that happens? Every single morning we go for work and we want to feel the high energy, but right at the beginning itself, all the meetings and everything takes the energy down, isn't it? So camera presence is always the first impression that people get of you. And it's not just about being present, whether it's a podcast, a Zoom live, live talk on stage, the way you appear. Now, when it comes to appearance, there's one more aspect of it, which I just want to digress slightly and then come back, which is all about grooming. And there are so many personal grooming coaches and personal branding coaches, which talks about all different forms of grooming. Personally, I feel that it's your energy that makes a lot of sense. I believe in simplicity. So even when you're meeting me in person, you will see that I'll be wearing a t-shirt and probably shorts or a track pants, maybe. Would I enjoy grooming myself? Definitely. But then not until I've established a strong foundation of my authentic presence. Because at the end of the day, even if someone looks amazing, uh, I have no doubts about it, or I'm not against it at all. But when you don't have substance, personally for me, I feel the grooming takes over, and people just can get your first impression, but they not wouldn't want to work with you all throughout. Now, again, that's my perspective, can be completely different with yours. When it comes to connection, it is more of I'll just touch upon this concept, this story that I'm just reminded of. I was in the Toastmasters session, my first ever Toastmasters. That time, I think Yogeshwari was giving her first icebreaker speech. She had just joined her Toastmasters club. Back then, everything was online. I was asked to give her table topics. So I was given a topic, I have to speak. Now, in my hostel, I just had one small tube light on one side of the room. That's it. Which means the light is falling this side, the other side of it is completely shadow. And the light was not that bright because 5 years, 6 years, the same tube light, it had gone completely dark. A part of it was also dark. So I was not looking that good in terms of the audience looking at me. And I didn't even know about these things. So the light was behind me. It was falling somewhere. Just this side and behind was visible. This entire side of my face was not even visible. I did get the feedback that I have to fix my lighting, but I was not told how to. Okay. So that made me feel horrible because I was able to look at myself in the phone. I was attending the meeting with my phone, didn't feel so good. So at the end of the day, when people are able to see you through their eyes and hear you with their ears, that is what helps them shape your identity as an impression in their mind. So that's why it's important. Now, we will start with one by one. The first is we will understand the concept of microphone positioning. Microphone positioning. So you look at starting with the online sessions. Okay. Now, online sessions, usually if you're able to see me, I'm having there are two kinds of mics, actually three. The first is a proper corded mic, which right now I'm wearing. It's a headphone. The headphone is right next to my mouth. But if you see, it's not on my mouth. It's just slightly on the side. Why is it so? Because every single time I'm using words like s or h or t or p, p, the impact of the breath on these words, the audience will not be able to feel it because the throw of the breath is straight. But the mic is attached on the side, which means the voice is what is getting captured in the mic. Okay, so if you're using a cordless mic, it should be on the side, but again parallel to your lips. That way your voice gets thrown out, the breath goes out here, the voice gets captured here, and it's pretty much clear. So the angulation is slightly here. Okay, now let's just say you are I'm having a right now the distance between the cordless mic and all. So if you see right now, if I calculate, this is the distance. So it's going to be 4 to 6 inches. That's it, not more than that. And also, in case there are a lot of people who will have a big podcast mic, something that is that will come like a big what's that called? A rod that supports the mic, and they place it over here. If that's the kind of mic that you're using, ideally you need to have this. This is the signal, and the mic distance should be somewhere here. So that way, when you speak, it's on. This is exclusively for the condenser mic or the auto mic. Okay, so this is how it should be. The distance from your mouth to the mic should be this. This is the distance ideally. Now, while you are doing this, every single platform, whether it's Zoom, edX, Google Meet, Microsoft, there will be a setting option where you can set up your microphone volume. Always best to keep it at max volume. And then there will also be a setting of reducing the background sound, keep it high. So for example, right now when from the place when I'm recording, I have people around me who are talking at the background, but you will not be able to find any voice. The fan is going in, but you will not be able to find the sound of the fan, because I've ensured that those noise cancellation options are also there. Now, what do you do when you have the laptop mic? You don't have any of these devices, you're dependent on the laptop mic. For phone, it's not a big deal. The phone microphone is pretty good, and you know how to use a phone. I'm not talking about that. Laptop, usually the mics are decent enough, but if the volume is on, the distance should be one arm distance. So, for example, right now, if I'm having a different camera over there. If I just switch to my other camera, which is my laptop camera, then I'm going to look something like this. Okay, this is my laptop camera. The quality, as you can see, it's not that good. And right now I'm looking into the camera, and if I extend my hand over here like this, then this finger, the middle finger, is just going to hit the mic, and that's how the distance is going to be. Now, if I even turn the audio back to, let's just say mm, if I turn my microphone to the system, which is the laptop, then this is how it is going to sound. Okay. However, you're able to see that I have to increase the volume a little more so that you are able to hear me clearly. Okay? Now I'm going to switch back to my this phone, and this is how I sound. I'll also change the video so that you can get a glimpse of me. Yeah, this the laptop camera is not as good as I would have wanted. This is much better, isn't it? Okay. So that is about the mic. Now, why is good audio important? See, your video can be a little here and there. At times, you will see I have my background over here. My hands will get chopped off at times. It's absolutely fine. But if you're not able to hear me clearly, you'll not even feel like going through the whole session with me, isn't it? So now let's come to the stage mic. And for this, let me use, yeah, I will use this as the mic itself. Okay. So usually the mics are not this big, but I'll just use this as a reference. I kind of forgot to get my mic, the actual mic that I have. So I'm going to use this. Just imagine that this is the mic. Now, usually in these kind of mics, or whenever you're holding a mic, it's important to understand the mic will have a proper, there's a rod kind of a structure, and then the mic, which is like a ball or an elliptical form of a structure. So the first thing you need to understand is there is cordless mic, there is a cord mic. Cordless mic, of course, everything is pretty easy. Now, for most of the mics, what happens, especially the recent upgraded ones, I'm not talking about those, the ones where which are used in any form of rallies and speeches and all. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the actual speech mics. Ideally, the distance between the mic and your voice determines the capture of your volume. So if you're going to speak very, very loud, now I sing as well, so that's why I know the way the mics needs to function, how much distance I need to put it away, how much I need to put it closer. But the logic is, whenever you're speaking softly, you bring the mic closer and you throw the voice into the mic, so that the bass of your voice gets captured and you don't have to put too much of stress in the voice. However, whenever you're speaking loudly, you can always move the mic a little away. And that way, the audience will also get to hear you, but your voice will feel like it's echoing. Okay. So that's how you use the mic. Again, keep it on your face literally. If the mic is a little more on the speech mode, you can actually put it on your chest and then allow the microphone to be somewhere here. So the best way to go about it is hold it chest but angled slightly up towards your face. Uh, don't ever cover the mic head completely, and walk naturally. So, for example, if usually I'm walking with the mic, I don't keep my hand stiff. Rather, I just let things be as it is. I just make sure that the nozzle of the mic, where the voice is going to be in, that is as close to my mouth as possible. And then I flip and switch as and when my hand gestures comes in. It'll come with practice. Now, if you see that the volume of the mic is too much, then just hold a fist on your mouth. This is where the mic nozzle is supposed to be. This is your default angle, and then depending on the volume, and you will be having a receiver right from the speaker. You can choose to go closer, move away accordingly. Okay, it comes with practice. As you do it, you'll be able to feel it. Okay, next, the third point, today's discussion is camera positioning and stage choreography. So we're going to go through the online version first, then we'll move into the offline. So online camera positioning, important to understand that. First, let's look at the camera angle. Okay. Now imagine I will just turn on the other camera right now, and this is me. Let me actually put the entire, okay, I will, not sure I'll be able to do so. Okay. Imagine I am looking at you like this. Okay. I'm looking at you like this. I'm looking down at you. How are you? How is that making you feel? It's like I'm dominating you or something like that. Okay. Now, what if I am looking at you like this? How is that making you feel? Probably I'm what's that called? Submissioning myself, or I'm being submissive, something like that, isn't it? So always important to understand when someone is adjusting. So, for example, if someone has not raised their laptop camera that much, I'm sure oftentimes that you've seen people attending a session from the laptop, which is there on the bed. The laptop is folded up and they're just looking down like this. It's making you feel like you're looking at them like this. That's a dominating and the submissive effect of camera positioning. So, the ideal way to keep the camera, so for example, right now, at this point of time, if you're using a laptop or even a cell phone camera, the first and the foremost thing, it should be parallel to your shoulders, exactly parallel to your shoulders. You can keep it slightly higher. You can also look at one more angle, which is parallel to your eyes. Minimum is parallel to the shoulders. Ideal is parallel to the eyes. So, for example, the camera where I'm looking at right now, where you're able to see me from, that is exactly parallel to my eyes. Okay. Once that happens, that's the best camera angle to build a lot of trust. Okay. The second thing is the distance. So ideally, the distance should be slightly more than one arm. So for example, right now, even if I'm stretching one arm, there is still a little bit of a gap between my middle finger all the way to the camera pinhole. Now that is a little higher resolution camera which you are looking at me. But if I again turn myself into the laptop camera, okay, this is exactly one arm distance. Again, my background is stopping it, but this is exactly one arm distance, and the whole thing is parallel. So if I put it a little more down like this, I'm pulling the entire camera down. That's when you can see more of me. I'm going to go back to this camera. Yes. Okay. Now, how much of you should be visible in the camera? Now, if you see, I am visible up until my rib cage, which is the way where my chest ends and the stomach begins. This much. Okay. So you can also look at your breast line. That's where uh, this will be, again, the rib cage. So this is how much it minimum it should be visible. Why? So that you'll have your hands can easily flow through. And at the same time, you are ideally supposed to cover 60 to 75% of the screen. Oftentimes you will see a couple of people, what they will do is I'll show you exactly what will happen. Okay. I've seen this in so many meetings. They'll be like something like this. Yeah. Just this much will be visible. Just their head, or even worse, not even their face is visible, their nose. So I always have to tell them, can you please hold the thing like this and bring it down so that I can see more of you? And I will do all these crazy things, okay, with people, because I really like to see people whenever I'm doing any sessions or anything for that matter. So the eye level, which is the eye level, when your camera is on the same level as the eye, it builds connection. When it is at the low level, if you see, for example, in on stage, the speakers are always standing on the podium and they're looking slightly down to the audience. That's when they're positioned as an authority figure, and the high angle usually is more of a vulnerability zone. So oftentimes when you see that people will, even in movies and all, when you see the characters breaking down or they're sitting on the stage and looking up to the audience, that's when usually they're sharing their vulnerable moments. Okay. So now let's come to the stage choreography. This is also very important. So stage choreography, I will put it in two different parts. The first is, how do you look at your audience? The second is you yourself on the stage. Let's cover the audience first. Here's how I do it. A lot of people will put it in different manners. This is the thing that works best for me. So I create a mental picture for the audience who's looking at me. Obviously, right now I'm on camera, so the only audience that I need to speak to is the pinhole. You are able to see me because I am looking at the pinhole. If you feel that I'm having good eye contact with you, yeah. So the way that this thing works is, I divide the entire audience into 9 divisions. So if the audience is there in front of me, right, I divide the entire thing. So that's part one, part two, part three. And then part one, as in from back to front. Okay. So part one, part two, part three. So have a total of 9 squares in front of me. Now, again, if any auditorium, you'll see more or less this is what happens. There is a left row, there is a center row, there is a right row, because the stage is surrounded like this. Right? It's a proper. I'm not able to understand. Probably a 120-degree or 150-degree angle. It's spread it out. Now, if people are sitting at the top and all, you have to again count those as additional elements. Like if you're speaking on stage where there's a gallery or any of these things, you can manage that accordingly. So the best way to go about it is, keep making eye contact with random boxes at a time. So I'll sometimes look in the middle. Sometimes I'll look there. Sometimes I'll look up. Sometimes I'm looking there. Sometimes I'm looking here. One, two, three, four, five. No random order as such. And every single time you speak a sentence, one or two or three sentences if it's a longer speech, if it's a shorter speech, maybe every sentence if possible, look at someone's eyes. For more emphasis, if you're talking about something important, you can actually look at one person and talk. That way they feel the connect, and through them, the entire audience feels the connect. Yeah. Let's look at the speaker or the stage. Now, when you have a stage, you'll always see that there is a pretty big space that you will always have as a stage. And this is both for online and offline. First, let's cover the online. In the online setup right now, I'm not able to show you, but maybe in a future video, I'll be walking you through step by step how stage choreography works by showing you the entire structure. But think of it. Right now, I've moved back. Okay. Now I have moved on the right back. This is on the left back. The distance from me to the camera is far more. So I can use so much of my virtual stage at this present moment. I'm showing virtual. So the same logic applies in the virtual stage as well and in-person stage as well. Divide your entire stage into 9 types. So if you divide, so you will have a front left, which will look something like this. Front left, front middle, front right, okay, and then middle left, middle right, and then I showed you going back as well, right? So every single time you want to come closer to the audience to share something important, that's when they'll catch your attention, and they'll feel like you're about to share a secret. You can always come forward. Whenever you want to talk about something that has happened probably in retrospection, you can go back. Now these are different stage etiquettes depending on what you're talking about. If you are talking about timeline, right? Timeline. So the audience needs to feel from left to right, meaning uh, the left side of, so for me, if the audience is going to be the audience's left, so for me, it's going to be my right. This is where my childhood happened. So I'm going to start from my childhood from this part of the stage and then slowly move further, move further, move further. As I grow, it's going to be towards the left. So these are some very, very simple etiquettes. Now, as and when you prepare your speeches or you join our cohort, we'll be guiding you step by step on how to go about it. Same thing is on the stage as well. On the stage, you divide your entire stage into 9 parts, and accordingly, you go about talking to your people. The best way to observe this is watch any stand-up comedy special on YouTube. You will understand how stage choreography works. Couple of people whom I personally love will be this person named Kevin Hart. He is a master at stage choreography. He just knows how to weave his audience, and he has performed on elements on stages where it's a 360-degree stage. So he's right there in the center of a stadium. The entire stadium is sold out. He has to stand on the stage and cover the entire audience all around him. Okay, so that's about stage choreography. Now let's come to the next part, which is called as lighting and angle. This is literally the psychology of visual warmth. Let's first understand the lighting about. Now, in this case, I think offline, it's not much of a problem because offline, it's already evident. The lighting, there's always a lighting setup that is done. It's mainly online that we need to focus on. But we'll take the references from offline and then implement the same in the online also. Let's understand the concept of camera angle versus light. Now, light is which falls upon someone. If you see, when you are on stage, if you've ever been on stage, the audience are completely dark until unless they want to spotlight someone with whom you're talking to, or you're maybe on a banquet hall and conducting a session from there, you will be able to see your audience. Usually when you're presenting something from a stage or an auditorium and all, the audience is not visible to you that much until unless you guard all the lights, only then you can see. The lights are falling on you. Understand this. The audiences are the people who are looking at you. The light is falling on you. Because the light is falling on you, the audience is able to see you. Let's turn that into the online setup right now. The camera it is absolutely okay for the camera to be in the dark, where the light should fall on me, which means if you have tube lights, you should be sitting opposite to the tube light, and under the tube light is where the camera needs to be. If you have a window and you have natural light coming in, you should be sitting opposite to the window. The camera can be on the window. However, it shouldn't be so that the camera is so big that it completely guards the light. Then that will create some form of a, the camera shadow will fall on you. You don't want that. So, for example, right now in this room where I'm recording, I have two lights just above my head falling on me. So the shadow will go on the ground. Make sense? And also, I have two lights in front of me as well. One right on top of the camera, and one extending from that corner, focus towards me. So the shadow will fall behind me and that side. Nothing is affecting you and I. Does that make sense? If you have natural light and you can adjust that accordingly, fantastic. If not, the best thing to do, what I used to do earlier, Yogeshwari taught me this, I would set up two camera flashlights from two corners above so that it will fall on me and the shadow goes behind. That way I can put the center camera and accordingly record. You look at any of the studios, again, if you just Google up studio setup, you will get a lot of pictures and you can set that up accordingly. So that's about light. uh okay. Now, this is also very, very important one, which is again, so far what all we have covered, we have covered the introduction. Why does all these things matter? The technicalities of it. We've covered mic positioning, online, offline, camera positioning, and stage choreography, online, offline, light. Let's move to the fifth element, which is video recording in a selfie mode. Now, for me, let me see if I have a selfie. Okay, let's imagine that this is my, okay, I think let me see if I have, I think I didn't get my phone. Okay, no worries. I will show you. Just imagine that this is my phone, okay? And my middle finger right over here, the top of my middle finger is where the selfie camera is. Okay. Now, the first and foremost thing to understand is to clean your camera. The second step is to take a sticky note and stick it somewhere here that will have a 3-point structure to point you towards the pinhole of the camera. Right now, I am looking at the pinhole of the camera. That's why oh, someone is disturbing the camera right now. I will make sure that I fix that. 1 second. Yeah, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, when the camera moves away, it becomes a little weird. Okay. Yeah, I got my phone. So thank you so much. Yeah. So 1 second. Uh, oh, okay. Okay. So you're able to see the camera. Yes. Now this is the pinhole. Okay, this is the pinhole. So when I have my pinhole, I'm going to put some form of a sticky note at the top that tells me pointed towards the pinhole. That way, every single time I record, it'll be an anchor for me to look into the pinhole and speak. Only and only when you look into the pinhole, your audience feels like you are looking at them. So make sure that you have your camera clean, natural light. Now, right now, if I have to record a selfie, in fact, let me see if I can do this. I will join Zoom right now and show you. Let's see if it's possible. Let me actually show this to you straight away because I'm recording. Why not really show that here itself? Just one moment. Okay, I think it's not possible. 1 second, let me see. Yes. Will it be possible? No, I don't think it's possible. Yeah, just give me a moment. I have to show you this. So I will just copy and see if it's possible. There we go. And all right. Okay. Okay. Now you will be able to see two Suryadeeps. Okay. All right. There you go. Two Suryadeeps. I will move this second audio, and here we go. You're able to see right now both the Suryadeeps, right? So what I'm going to do is now if you see, I am holding my camera like this, which is parallel to my eyes. Parallel to my eyes. Are you able to see? If you check the other end where I'm looking at you right now and talking, and I'm looking at the selfie camera right now. I'm holding the phone parallel to my eyes and just extending my hand as much as possible, not too much also. Yeah. And the light is falling on me. If you're able to see the shine over here, it's the light falling on me. Oftentimes, if I record like this, it's going to feel weird, isn't it? Feels really, really weird. Now, a couple of the old people, they'll record it like this. Hello, are you able to see me? It feels weird. And if even if I record it like this is also very, very weird, isn't it? Yeah. So the best way to do is again like this. So you're able to see that. Perfect. Now we'll say bye-bye to the second Surya. It feels a little weird to see two versions. Uh, okay. So always important to record in 60 to 90 seconds because that's the real format in itself. And also at the same time, focus on never ever do retakes. That's the worst thing that can be done. I see so many people, including some of the most famous people also. They do a lot of retakes, whether they're doing a selfie, whether they're doing a live video like this. Somewhere I feel that it takes away the authenticity of you. And I sincerely believe that it's okay to make mistakes. You make them in front itself. That's not much of a big deal. Now, when it comes to the now that we've understood how to record a selfie mode, the final point for today is making eye contact. And this is again the most simple thing. The camera pinhole is always your best guide. Because when you look at a human being, also, talking to a fellow human being, you will also look into their eyes and speak. It's okay to blink, but make sure that you look into their eyes because that's what builds trust. Yeah. So imagine when you look at the camera lens, what I feel is that the camera lens is also a human being who's just static and listening to me. So I just look into the camera lens and talk. Same thing I do for the in person when I'm talking to someone in person as well. I'm looking into their eyes and talk. Also important to maintain that entire that connection as well. I remember at times, especially when I meet people in person, people say that, Suryadeep, I really felt that you were speaking to me, not at me. That's a very, very big difference, isn't it? So now, oh yeah, this point I have to iterate it. Eyes are the gateway to the soul. I used to use this during my dating days, and it's the truth. Over a period of time, I realized it now that I've matured a little more. When you look into someone's eyes really, and you just keep looking into their eyes, you will be able to peep through and witness their soul. And while you are doing so as a part of the communication practice, you will be able to feel so much more about that person, for that person, with that person. Yeah. So it just makes it easy. So your mic, your camera are not exactly stage tools. They are mirrors that reflect your actual energy back to your audience. And when you use them consciously, you don't just speak, you speak to connect. And when you connect, people feel better. So a great presence includes technical awareness multiplied by emotional authenticity. Over the last couple of episodes, you've already learned how to really be authentic, how to speak, how to share stories, how to converse in different scenarios. Today, we spoke about all these details related to the technicalities aspect of it, and I hope that this is going to be super, super useful. Do check all the links that's there given below and ensure that you sign up for the cohort because that's where we make you do literally. And I'm so happy and blessed that we've gone 2 straight weeks live showing up. The next couple of days, 12 days, 13 days is going to be in the video format, short 8 to 10 minute videos, but it's going to be bang on. And what I'd love for you to do is stay tuned, stay in touch, write to me, stay connected with me. Here's an amazing thing. Before I used to feel, oh, when am I going to have a million followers? But is it possible to remember a million names? Maybe it's not. But when you start from scratch and you see people appreciating, you get to build that human to human connection. That's my intention right now. I don't really need millions or billions of followers. If it happens, good. If it doesn't, no big deal. What I need is I need people, actual people whom I can address as family, whom I can meet over a cup of coffee, who will come to my house. I'll go to their place and we're going to have a lot of fun, build this beautiful connection, this beautiful world that we are all a part of. With that, this is Dr. Srideep. Love you so, so, so much.